Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and I've got a good video for you today. Two big breaking news stories, and I've posted them just a bit ago, but I'm going to cover in a little bit more detail here. First, this is some wonderful, interesting news coming from the largest outside shareholder of the company, Ripple. That would be SBI Holdings in Japan. And they published on Friday their shareholders presentation slides, and there's lots about Ripple, the stablecoin, and the digital asset XRP. I have an exclusive clip that I curated for you, and it's very interesting that the value of XRP held in escrow by Ripple Labs will not be included in the corporate value until a clear valuation is determined through an IPO or other means. Well, I wonder what those other means could mean in regards to creating that clear valuation. Love to hear from any of you in the comment section. And Ripple, well, is generating a huge amount of unrealized profits for the company SBI, which stands for the Strategic Business Innovator. The presentation has a deck that's over 170 pages, and on page 151 you can see the distribution of XRP based on the information available from the XRP ledger as of May 4th, 2025. Nearly 40% of the total supply of XRP is still in escrow. And when we look at the very top of the cylinder, you can see how much has been burned. This is the amount that's been burned as transaction fees. Approximately just 10 million of XRP tokens have been burned. So you can see in relationship to the circulating supply and the escrow, it's a very tiny amount. Now here's some scoop that I thought was interesting. Discussions are underway with SBI and Ripple regarding the RLUSD stablecoin. This is the stablecoin that is pegged 1-to-1 to the US dollar and was issued by Ripple. And SBI has the aim of expanding the stablecoin handling at their SBI VC trade. That is the exchange. They own a couple of exchanges, but that is their flagship exchange. And they're also exploring, listen to this, future collaboration with Hidden Road. That is the major international prime broker that Ripple acquired, which was announced on the 9th of April. And they did so. Now, this is another interesting part that's confirmed. They acquired that company with using cash, XRP, and its own shares. That would be the Ripple shares. And then in the portion that is highlighted with pink on either side, that pink highlight, it talks about how in 2016 the SBI Group invested in Ripple Labs. And this US company, which at that time was developing international remittance technology using the cryptocurrency XRP, holding approximately 9% of the shares, is giving them the position of being the largest external shareholder. And the co-founded company, which is called SBI Ripple Asia, was started in 2021. And they do use XRP in remittances. They do that through their arm called SBI Remit. And it was the first international remittance service in Japan to use XRP as a bridge currency. And of course, this year, they're using the XRP ledger for NFTs that have been issued exclusively for the Osaka Kansai Expo. This is the World Expo. So I will play that translated clip in English at the end of this video, but also if you have been paying attention, at least domestically, there is a lot going on with Mr. Ktow. Mr. Ktow is the CEO and founder of SBI Group. Oh, wow. He was, it's getting spicy. He was the white knight that came in and really saved Fuji Television from a hostile takeover. And now there is another big drama happening, and it's not really something I'm going to go into on this video because personally I think that most people aren't interested in the domestic dramas that are going on in Japan. But I can tell you that he has a new horse saddled in the stable. His armor is shining, and I'll tell you, he is a feisty fighter. He's involved as a proposed board member of the new board that's going to oversee the one of the largest television stations in Japan called Fuji Television. Anyway, it's pretty exciting if you live here to watch him maneuver. He's just really a powerhouse. Here you've got your glance at the market. This is the top 100 by market cap, and most of it is in the green. You can see Bitcoin is really keeping everybody leaning into that color with trading just, well, above 104,000 right now. And I think everybody really wants to break out. As a lot of you know, I've been following the Linqto story, and this kind of started way back in March when Linqto announced new senior executive team. And that senior executive team, 4 of them came from a company called Nickel. Now remember that. Yesterday, we got a confirmation that all of the underlying shares on their platform are secure. And what I found is that as of April 30th, there are 76 alternative trading platforms, or ATS platforms, in the United States. And according to the SEC public document that was made available 2 days ago, it cites that Linqto and their ATS, their trading system platform, has ceased operations. And this is per a Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA request. Now, I told you to remember the name Nickel because when you go to the Nickel website, they say thank you for your interest, but Nickel has suspended operations indefinitely. In case anything changes, we hope that you will check back. I find that interesting that the new CEO of Linqto has paused his pre-IPO company for an unspecified time. And with that Linqto ATS now listed by the SEC as ceasing operations, I think you're going to get a new company entity announcement with a merged customer base at the XRP Las Vegas. Let's see. As they say, we hope that you'll check back. I sure will. I'm convinced that many XRP holders don't understand cross-chain interoperability and network effects. Why would I talk about SUI? Well, Axelar unlocks SUI's limitless scalability for every crypto asset and app in their ecosystem. This benefits XRP and the ledger in many ways, like increased asset liquidity, expanded real-world asset use cases, enhanced payment reach, the seamless token interoperability, the broader developer access, which is really an important one, improved user experience, and institutional appeal. Yeah, make sure Christy in the XRP community sees this. And Axelar chimed in that once XRPL goes live with Axelar on the mainnet, it will have access to all the chains, and yes, including SUI network. All right, let's listen to those curated clips of the SBI Holdings financial results. It is translated in English, and until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Ripple Lab is held as unlisted shares. The value of XRP held in escrow by Ripple Lab will not be included in the corporate value until a clear valuation is determined through an IPO or other means. If it is included, the profit will surge and will be an extraordinary amount. So assets under management for private equity was approximately 900 billion. We would like to bring it close to 1 trillion as soon as possible. For the crypto asset business, like mentioned earlier, this is a record high in performance. Ever since Mr. Trump was inaugurated, the U.S. has been putting a lot of emphasis on the crypto asset market, which we are grateful for. The reason why we did invest into Ripple more than 10 years ago, which is now generating a huge amount of unrealized profits. If listed, the unrealized profits are going to be unlocked, and I'm sure that it will easily exceed 1 trillion yen. So this is something that may happen. I thought it was a little too early to advance into these segments, but it wasn't. There aren't as many people who understand our operations. Even our employees do not understand our entire business. So maybe general investors do not understand our business perfectly.
It's been a long time since we have invested in a company called Ripple, maybe 10 years. So what is happening to this investment? This is now generating enormous amount of profit. XRP is a currency issued by Ripple. Market cap right now, so XRP is circulating the market, is about 20 trillion yen now. So this is 58.55 billion XRP, which is equivalent to 20 trillion in market cap. And there are still currently Ripple's holdings are not in circulation. That's still under escrow. This is how much. It's right here. So we have about a little less than 10% of the equity stake of Ripple.